Hello, everybody. It's Crafting Just Because with Chris Cowan. I've got a lot of stuff here on my desk. Okay, so we're going to be playing with the Trusty Tools bundle, and then you can get this designer series paper free if you place a $50 order with Stampin' Up. And what's very cool about it is the dies cut out this paper, the tools on this paper. So these are just a few of them that I am showing you guys. We're going to cut some of those out for this card. We're also going to pull in some of the holographic paper, and then I want to use some basic white, Poppy Parade, and basic black. And I'm going to bring in this embossing folder, and I'm also bringing in the tailor-made tags. And the reason we're doing that is a couple days ago I had mentioned that if you don't have this paper pumpkin set or whatever, you can create the same card and sometimes get a totally different look. So we're going to use the dimensions that we use on this card. We're going to use, like, here's an example. Here's the tag we're going to use from those tailor-made tags. We're going to use some of those tool dies, and then this stamp set to create a card. And you're going to see how different it looks. So before we get started, I do need to cut a couple pieces of cardstock. I like to usually stamp first, but we need to cut down a few pieces of that in order to get it so that we can get it through the embossing machine, things like that. Okay, so I'm bringing in my paper trimmer. I'm going to bring in a piece of that holographic specialty paper. Okay. And we want to cut a piece that is 4 1/8. Okay. By 5 3/8. And then I just need a sliver to die cut some screws. So I'm going to use that. And then let me put that back so we can clean some stuff off our work surface here. Then I want to bring in, we need to make a base for our cardstock. So we want this to be a base for our card. We want this to be 4 1/4 by 11. Okay, that's perfect. And then, let's see here. I want a piece of this that is 1 inch by 4 1/8. Okay. And then I also want a piece that is 2 1/2 inches by 1/2 inch of the black. And then all we have left to do is cut that designer series paper. So let's do that here together. I'm going to get rid of those pieces. Pulling in that piece to cut some tools out of. I'm just grabbing a piece here. I think I'm going to grab that piece. And this is what we'll make our tag out of. And so I want it to be, let's see here, about a little over 2 inches by 4 inches. So I'm going to cut this paper down 2 inches by 4 inches. Oh, I did need a piece of that basic white. Okay. And then I think we should be good on all of our pieces being cut. I'm just gonna, let's see here. Okay. Okay, so I think we're good to go on all of our pieces. I'm going to go ahead and bring in our cut and emboss machine. And we're going to need the big one since we're using the die cut, or I mean the embossing folder. Okay. So let's go ahead and emboss that piece. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but there's always a line at the bottom of your embossing folder, and that's to line up your paper. So what I like to do is I just put it in and I line that up on the line, and then I put it in my machine. Okay, so there's, ooh, I love how that turned out. There's our embossed piece. Okay, and then let's get this little piece down, and we'll cut a screw, our nuts and bolts. Okay. And then let me get, and these we're using as our embellishments. Okay. And then we're going to need, oh, I was going to show you a cool trick on some, or we're going to need that tag. Cut out of there. And then we have our tools to die cut. So let me go ahead and put down, see how, well, I got to get some Post-it tape. Let me see how many I could get placed. See how many we could do all at one time. Ooh, we might be able to do all 3 at one time. No, we're gonna have to do twice. That's okay. It's okay. I'll bring it into view here in just a minute. I'm just placing them right where they should be. do the hammer on the second pass. Let's see. So there's our wrench and our tape measure. And now we just need to do our hammer. And then we have one last die cut to make, and we'll stamp and put this card together. I can't wait to show you how different cards look using the same layout, but totally different paper or a stamp set. Okay, so we have our pieces there. And then, before I put those away, I'm going to show you guys a fun little trick. Okay. So, on the front, I'm going to stamp this dad. And so I'm going to go ahead and make the whole die cut. Okay. No, you don't need that right now. And then I'm going to show you how we cut it down with the same embellishments using the same die. Okay, because I want those screw marks to be in that piece of the paper. So what you're gonna do is let me push this up so you guys can see in camera. You want your dad, or it'd be better if I use the stamp. Hold on. Let's get this stamp ready. Okay, so we want dad. But I'm going to cut it down because it's a little big for that. Okay, so I'm going to cut it down to about there. So I'm just placing that there. It'll look the same, it'll just be shorter. And now watch, it'll fit that so much better. So there's how we cut it down, and there's our dad. Isn't that a cool trick? Okay, so let's get all these supplies off of my desk so that we can stamp and create this fun card. Okay, put this away. So let's get the dies back in here before we lose them. The tape measure, our nuts and bolts. Okay, so there's all those pieces. We don't need the dies anymore. We need our stamp set. Okay. I'm gonna bring in my Stamparatus because I want to get a nice crisp piece on here, and we want the mat in here because we're doing the clear stamps. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Okay, so we want dad to be right there. Oh man. I was a little worried since I didn't have that totally down. We're going to have to do this again. So hold on. Okay. So I'm going to ink that up. I'm going to do this. Okay, so there's just a few spots. There is something on that stamp. Let's see if I can get it, clean it off and get it. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, well that's going to have to do. So there's our dad. I'm going to set that up there to dry. Now we're going to have our card base. And we need to fold it in half. Let me cover this so I don't get ink all over me. Okay. And then we're going to need I'm going to use You're the Most Awesome. For the inside of the card. Actually going to go this way. Oh man, that sucks. Of course that happens to me. I should have dried it off. Let's do it one more time. We'll fix that. Okay. So we're done with our ink. We're done with that. Let's wipe that off. I love using my Stamparatus to get a nice, crisp, black image. And we're going to fix our little spot that I got all messed up with. Only me. With a piece of that designer series paper to go down there at the bottom. So let's cut a 1-inch piece. Okay, by 4 1/4. And then we'll just glue that just like that down at the bottom. That way we have a nice, pretty card. Okay, so we're done with our stamping. We just need to put this together. Okay, so we're going to bring in our liquid multi-purpose glue and our dimensionals. Okay, just going to put that down at the bottom to cover up my little mistake there. Next, we're going to bring in our diamond plating, which looks amazing on this holographic paper. Okay. Okay. And then, let's see here. I'm going to use a little bit of this buffalo check ribbon for our tag. Okay, and then I'm just gonna pop that up with some dimensionals. Oh, whoops, we gotta do something else first. I need to put down our strips here. So we have our Poppy Parade. Okay. And then our basic black. Ooh, see, this is why I use liquid multi-purpose glue on camera. Ooh, that was a close one because it's slick paper. When I moved my hand, everything went with it. Okay. So now we could take off the back of our dimensionals. Okay. I could go higher up. I'm going to go a little lower down just to... Okay, I'm going to also bring in and put two dimensionals on this side and then glue on the other side since this is raised up and this is a little bigger than our piece there. Okay, so it looks like that. I have liquid glue on one side and dimensionals on the other. I'm just kind of doing that. And then we're going to stick our tools down underneath. Oops. Might... And then I think I'm going to change this a tiny bit and put this on a dimensional. And have it. Okay. So we use the same elements, and then I'm going to use these as my little embellishments. I'm going to just put those in different places based off where the stuff is. Oops. Did I not get glue on this one? There we go. And then that's our card. So a totally different look for a card, but we did the same thing. We used an embossing folder. Those is our elements, a tag, and then sprigs or tools from the paper. Pretty cute card, huh? Thanks for joining me today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing how I took this same layout and did it on this card and adjusted it to fit the needs of that card. So until next time, my creative peeps, I will see you later. I hope you have a great night, and stay tuned for some fun tomorrow. Okay? Bye-bye. Oh, one quick thing I wanted to show you guys. Hold on. I'm still here. So remember how I made the yesterday the cricket project, and I did finally get it to work on this map, but it took a long time. But I went and got the ones I wanted with the pocket, and it turned out perfect. So I have my laser engraved spoon, the cookies, and then this nice pot holder to gift to somebody. So I just wanted to show you that it did all work out. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And until next time, my creative peeps, I will see you later. Bye-bye.